So we've had our doubleheader here in Utsunomiya.
It's a double shot day.
And it was a wild time.
It was.
From start to finish. A full day of nothing but Stardom Wrestling and 5-Star Grand Prix.
A tale of two kitties.
It absolutely. As are we, as your host, Raja, and co-host, John. We are both sitting here as kitties as we speak currently.
We are. We got cat ears on.
Like Katzumi.
Katzumi. We are nowhere near as cool as Katzumi, but...
No. Unfortunately, I don't think we ever will be either.
No.
Because, I mean, come on.
We're not Roaka.
We did watch a whole lot of tournament matches, and that was super fun.
We did, on very little sleep.
Oh, we're doing our best here.
But we are so ready for the 15th, baby.
Oh, yeah, we are. But first, we need to talk about what happened on August 12th and give you our thoughts about this third night of the 5-Star Grand Prix.
12th and on the 12th.
On the 12th and on the 12th, day and night.
Yes.
Starting with the daytime show, where we had Blue Stars action. But before we get to that, we started off with a little contract signing.
We did.
Between Rina and Hina for the Future of Stardom Championship match, which Rina has dictated will happen on August 31st in the final night of the 5-Star Grand Prix, because she was like, I could have done it here tonight, but I'm the champion and I get to choose. So I guess she's going for all the pomp and circumstance for her breaking of Honen's defense record.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought it was nice. I thought the contract signing was nice because it was weird really getting that full feeling of, okay, all right.
Serious.
Rina versus Hina in a big time match.
Oh, big time. Like, if Rina wins this, she's the winningest Future of Stardom champion in history, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Honnen held that belt for such a long time.
Right.
But for Hina to be the one to stop that dream and take that belt off of her, which no one else has been able to do up until now, that would be insanely good for Hina.
It would. But it was a good job. Good signing.
It was. And then we kicked off with a little, not a pre-show match, but like a little starter, little taster here. 4-way match.
Yes.
Rana Yagami versus Miyu Amasaki versus Momo Kogo versus Waka Tsukiyama. And this was fun. Had all that fun 4-way stuff. Rana refusing to do hip attacks and Waka doing hip attacks.
Yes.
But this ended with Miyu Amasaki getting the win over Momo Kogo using the Tensai, which is cool to see.
Yeah, and I thought it was cool having Miyu Amasaki getting a win like this because, man, how far she's come, man.
Absolutely. And it kind of puts her in that mindset like she's a serious competitor here in this 5-star. She's already got a win in the tournament, so she's doing big things.
I'm behind
right now.
her.
Then we got into the block action, starting with Blue Stars A. Starlight Kid versus Anna Jay kicking us off.
Oh, yeah.
And this was fun because, Anna and Azumi have kind of formed a bit of a friendship. And Starlight Kid before the match was like, what are you doing to Azumi over there in Anna Jay's corner?
I think Azumi's done Katzumi
here.
just because of Anna Jay.
Maybe she was like, I'll bring that back because I did it over there in America and now my friend's here.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to be Katzumi over here.
Yeah, I think it's Anna's doing well so far.
This was a really fun match. It consisted a lot of Starlight Kid targeting the knee because she was very hoping to use the Black Tiger leg kill to end this match.
Right.
So she went straight for the knee right away. But surprisingly, she actually missed her standing moonsault with the SLK clap to the knee.
Yeah, which we always joke about. It's like a personal thing with us. Like, she doesn't miss that ever.
You start that SLK clap. She does a standing moonsault. She never misses. But Anna Jay was able to get out of the way of it. Unfortunately, it didn't last because she was able to hit a later moonsault off the top rope onto her knee. And she was able to sink in the 3 levels of the Black Tiger leg kill and win the match.
Good match, competitive.
Absolutely. Anna Jay's continuing to show why she's here, why she deserves to be here.
Yeah, and especially for the first match of the tournament,
kicking us off
on the day, it was really nice.
It was
solid all the way through, and honestly, what a pace that sets,
Yeah, it like kind of opened it up and was like, all right, we're here. It's 5-star.
Yeah, total 4-star match, man.
Totally a 4-star match.
Yeah.
Super fun. Then we went on to Blue Stars B, where Suzu Suzuki took on Saki Kashima, and we know Saki doesn't want to be in this tournament. She had to do her ad read again. You know, she had the sponsorship thing.
Beautiful. I love this stuff. I love the ad read.
This time she smartly rolled out of the ring to get her read in before Suzu could really do a lot of damage. But it was still clear that she didn't want to wrestle. She ran to the back at one point. Suzu had to chase her down. She did kind of get into it, like right at the end of the match, but it didn't save her because Suzu Suzuki was able to get the win here.
Yeah, it's a solid win.
Some more points to her former draw against Hanan, so she's on the board for reals now. Suzu is. She
is, and I thought it was a solid match for
what it
Suzu.
was. Yeah.
And honestly, it was a good match.
It was enjoyable as heck.
Totally entertained in this.
I had so much fun. I think it was definitely in the like 3.75, 3.5. Up there in that range.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It was entertaining.
It's so hard, you know, but for what it is, like we always say.
Yeah.
We judge it for what it is.
We're judging it as a Saki Kashima match.
Yeah.
Which you kind of have to do with her.
Absolutely. and it had all the choice Sakiness in it.
It had all the shenanigans, which we love to see.
Shenanigans.
After that, we saw a Blue Stars A match where Koguma took on Xena. And this,
I love this match.
This was so fun. It was hilarious. Even following that match, it didn't take anything away from this match, which started with the classic Kuma bear dance, where Xena seemed to be getting into it. You know, she was doing the little Kumas, but before we could get to the end with the bear ears, she decided to chop the dickens out of Koguma to interrupt the bear dance.
Yeah, she'd give her the honey chop.
And, you know, Kuma did her running away all throughout the arena and everything.
Dude. I mean, the chop that started it out was just
loud.
Like, bam!
It was amazing.
Bam!
Xena was able to counter the diving splash that Kuma uses to end a lot of her matches. And in the end, she was able to get Thunderstruck onto Koguma and win the match.
She was, but one of my favorite parts of this match is Koguma saying, no.
No choppy.
No choppy.
She was like, kept throwing up the X hands.
No choppy.
She's like, no. And then Xena had to like fake her out once and get the chop anyway.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Good, solid match again.
I love Koguma in these matches.
3.5, solid.
Yeah.
3.5.
There were no like, you know, false finishes or like crazy things happening, but it was super fun to watch.
Yes, it was.
Next in Blue Stars B, Saya Kamatani took on Tekla in a battle of the Hate members. And Tekla tried to get one over real early on Saya. She was still wearing her fabulous ring jacket when Tekla attacked. And this whole match was like Tekla being like, oh, you're in Hate now. I want to see what you've got and what if you deserve to be here.
Yeah, it was very much as I said when we were watching, it was like, I felt like I was watching one of those prison cameras.
Yeah. It's like you're in the gang now. You gotta prove yourself.
Tekla is the bad bitch in that cell block, and Saya Kamatani had to prove it and had to prove it. And every time it came up to it, like they were getting ready to lock up or getting ready to, Saya Kamatani did the dirty shit the whole time.
She's so aggressive right now.
She's really bringing it out. She's bringing it out, man.
Like you've got flashes of normal Saya Kamatani moves interspersed with these hellacious forearms and drop kicks that sends your like soul out of your body.
Yeah, absolutely.
And eventually they ended up pulling out a whole stack of chairs out from under the ring, which Saya Kamatani was able to hit the Star Crusher on Tekla, and then she did another Star Crusher in the ring to get the win and earn Tekla's respect, I believe.
That's what it seemed like, yeah.
They did a little handshake and like fist bump, and they were happy. They went backstage together.
Yeah, I mean, it
officially teammates.
Definitely seems like Saya's worked her way in at this point.
Yeah, I think everyone enjoys her there. But this was just, it was your run-of-the-mill solid 3-star match.
Yeah,
right here.
I mean, for having all the BS with it.
Yeah, there's always BS in a hate match.
I love the story. The story's great because it needed that story.
Yeah.
And when you could have tournament matches, it still builds story that you would have normally. That's great. And this one did that because it showed Saya Kamatani's journey within that group, not just her journey personally, but her journey within that group and that group's journey with her.
Yeah, and she's going to have to continue proving herself probably to all of the members as they crop up. Next, we saw in the semi-main event, Blue Stars A, Shiri versus Sariano, which was I think the best match on this half of the night.
Yeah, as far as wrestling, absolutely.
Like pure wrestling.
Yeah.
Shiri is absolutely dialed in, like 100%, and it's scary, honestly. And seeing her against someone like Sariano, you know it's going to be nothing but fantastic wrestling, absolutely on par, every single move, just amazing.
Yeah, and it's to the point that we want to see Sherry just run the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like rooting for her the whole time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Sariano was able to throw on the most desperate pottering I've ever seen her put on someone to win this match and get her first 2 points in the 5-Star Grand Prix. And Sherry seemed shocked. She was like, wait, what happened?
Sherry won in everything but result.
Absolutely. She was on top this entire match, but Sariano was able to just pull that as quickly as possible.
But it's good for Sariano because it keeps her strong.
Yeah.
And I think Sherry
needed it.
didn't really lose anything as far as her aggressiveness. She still has every chance in the world.
It's still obvious. But this was definitely like 4 stars all the way.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
just pure wrestling ability and how aggressive these two are. And then in the main event of the first half of the day, Blue Stars B match, Hanan versus Risa Sera.
What a strange match.
What a weird match. Number 1 to be the main event, but number 2, just what happened.
Some weird things happened in this match, and it was going really well, honestly.
It was.
I thought Risa Sera was giving one of her better performances in a straight wrestling match.
Totally agree. She and Hanan are a great matchup.
Had a lot of back and forth, and then there was a strange moment happen.
There was, like, after they both went down for a couple minutes, Risa Sera, like, they tried to get back into it, but Risa Sera had to roll out of the ring for a minute.
Hanan had given her a couple of suplexes.
Those vicious backdrops of hers.
Yeah, and all of a sudden she was getting ready to go for another one.
Yeah,
and
it just didn't seem right.
Risa sat down on it.
Yeah,
and gave her a couple of weird punches, little rabbit punches.
Yeah.
Basically, obviously put her hair down and said something. She rolled out to the floor.
She had to get some water, take a second.
Daichi came out there, started doing the count, and then my favorite thing in the world, he was like, "What you do? One!" I said, "Are you okay?" 2.
It was really funny. I didn't even realize it was him counting at first because I couldn't tell because he doesn't like show it at all. He's not flashy or anything.
He's a ventriloquist.
He is.
It's amazing what he does.
Yes, but eventually Risa Sera was able to get back in the ring. The rest of the match was kind of weird. Like it's like they were almost lost or didn't really know how to finish this match.
To me, it looked like Hanan was trying to do the quick injury pin by doing a move, and Risa was not going to have it.
No, she's like, no, I'm good.
Once she got back in there, she was like, no, because I don't think she was even going to go back in. To be honest with you, when Hanan stood in the ring and screamed for her, she turned back around and she was like,
oh, fine.
This is like, damn you, kid. And
good for her because, I mean, she knows what she's about. I think she was probably knocked pretty loopy at some point.
Yeah, she was Guadalupe.
She seemed out of it, but it took a roll up with 17 for Hanan to eventually get the win. Very close to the time limit on this one, but Hanan did get the 2 points. And this was a solid match, even with the craziness at the end.
I like the craziness.
It kind of adds something to it, a little flavor.
You'll remember it. I mean, listen, if that was done because they wanted it to be done, then damn right.
Then that was amazing.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was totally like a 3.5 star match.
Yeah, and I'm really glad to have Hanan on the board in a
wins.
in a big win like that, because
we love to see it.
I want to see her at the end because she's just so freaking good.
I know, me too. I would love to see her go all like to the tournament after the block matches.
Me too.
And then that brings us to the night show where we had red block action. Starting off in Red Stars A, Yuna Mizumori opens up the night once again versus Natsupoi.
So this is going to be the match that we do the most commentary about.
There's something wrong with Natsupoi, okay?
Yeah.
In a good way, though.
I think we may need an intervention.
This match, like, the very start, it was like, oh, Yuna's keeping up. She's doing great. But it took, like, 2 minutes. And then Natsupoi was like, I'm done with that.
So, let me tell you guys.
Yes, please.
There's this something, and if you do have Stardom World, then I want you to go watch this match again. There could have been a conversation happening when you watched it. There may have been a distraction. Or maybe you don't have Stardom World and you've been thinking about it. Well, you know what? I say go out of your way sometimes. If you've ever been a Natsupoi fan, go out of your way.
Yes.
And it's not because of the Kenny Omega of this match.
No.
It's because I really want someone to see what we see with the crazy dark fairy. Okay? Because Natsupoi is the happiest, most wonderful, most beautiful person in the entire world. She lights up the room. She lights up our lives. My God, the stuff we've got to see this summer with her just bringing the heart back to Sariano and training the young girls and really giving it. God bless those poor young girls that are getting trained by her. But I'm telling you, there's something that happens to Natsupoi. Natsupoi's very good.
Oh,
okay?
She's amazing.
And when I talk about being very good, when you're at that ring general level of very good and you know you're very good, but you're just brutal, you're freaking brutal because your passion, you can't understand why those around you don't have that same level of passion that you happen to have. And something in this match, there's one particular moment in one particular harbor, Jimmy Buffett, when Natsupoi is just kind of toying with her food.
Yeah.
She's got Yuna just right in front of her, and she's just saying, I wish I knew what she was saying, but I could hear it in my head. And she's got the sweetest, most innocent look in her face, but she's also got this weird smile, like she's just saying, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
She's got this void in her eyes.
Yeah, just like...
She's got her held over the rope, like with her foot, just talking to her, and with that creepy smile.
And brutalizing her at the time. Everything she did was brutalization.
Absolutely. She dominated this match to the nth degree. Like, Yuna got few spots, and that's it in this entire match.
And she did stuff she doesn't do to her enemies.
Yeah, this Natsupoi comes out in spades against her friends. Like, this is the Natsupoi we see when she's in the ring with someone she loves, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, and the best part about it, right? Okay, so Natsupoi obviously wins.
Obviously, yes. She used an armbar to force poor Yuna to tap.
Some of your notes here is Demon Poi.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes.
The ground and pound Jones.
That spot was so cool.
Go ahead.
Just the back and forth of it with Yuna getting the full mount and doing the forearms to the chest.
Yeah.
Then Natsupoi flipping it, doing that smile while she gets in full mount. And then nailing her back with forearms that sound like she's punching the mat through Yuna's body.
Turn up the volume in that. Turn up the volume as loud as you've got. If you have surround system.
God, there's a difference, okay? In Yuna's ground and pound and Natsupoi's ground and pound. They do it multiple times.
There's always a difference in Natsupoi's
forearms. Yeah.
And we've talked about it forever. That's where... Got a little joke about what I call it. And I call it like an Iggy in wrestling, but it's the Iggy thump.
Yes, there's a thump to Natsupoi's forearms.
Every time she does it, it's tom.
Oh, it's horrible.
Tom.
It sounds awful.
As opposed to someone that's hitting back going,
yeah, it's totally a different sound.
Yeah, there's something that happens inside the cavity of your chest where it's just like, no moss, no moss.
Yes.
I am telling you right now, man, that spot you're talking about is fantastic, and it feels like it goes for an hour.
It does. Like, you're just sitting there watching it like, oh my God.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah, no. But even after this match was over, just the way that she was taught, like, it's like she turned off that part of her brain and was just like, oh, you did so good.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. That was so much fun.
Yeah. And
which makes it scarier.
She wins with the armbar. She doesn't let go right off the bat.
Because she had one armbar on, then like flipped into another armbar and made her tap.
It was almost the same thing we got mad at Koguma about.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean,
like, not Koguma, Konami.
Like
sorry.
Holding on too long. Tekla, Konami, like that kind of thing is usually like a no-no in our book.
Yeah, Koguma, good Lord.
She didn't hold it on quite that long. No, just enough.
Just enough, though, right?
To make a point.
And the best part of this whole thing is after this brutalization, this beatdown, this just rendering of butt kicking was done.
Yes.
We get to see the camera as Yuna's going to the back.
She goes off to the side to the losers exit.
And all of the friends are just kind of hanging out, which they never do, are hanging out watching this match.
Yeah, you got like Suzu and Miyu back there, but then Sariano standing there holding her arms out to Yuna in a like, I understand what you just went through kind of way.
She had that facial that, oh, you poor baby.
It was amazing. Even though this match like technically was a like 3.5 stars because it was just
one-sided.
It was totally one-sided and all that. It's so worth watching.
Yeah.
Just to see what Poi is capable of.
Yeah, if you've ever wondered, what does Poi look like? Because Poi plays the victim well. And
She does.
A lot of times in her big match Pois, you'll have Poi battling from underneath.
Yeah, because she's usually the smaller competitor.
Something I think is shifted with her being a veteran, you know?
Oh, yeah, and she's the Wonder of Stardom champion.
Yeah.
Like, she's a new Poi.
She is the demon fairy.
And we love her.
We do. Okay.
So, following that match, if you can follow that match, we had Red Stars B, Azumi versus Tomoka Inaba.
Yeah.
And this match was as cool as you imagine it would be, just hearing the two names together.
Yeah, it was cool.
It never quite got to like that level that you expect in a match with like a singles match with two people that you love like this. There was a lot of like cutting each other off, a lot of arm bars.
I think it was cold.
So many arm bars.
I think it was cold is the thing. It was as flashy and it was exactly a veteran arguing about today's wrestling.
Yeah.
It didn't have the heart.
And Azumi like getting that confidence and cockiness to her where she's like, I should be winning this match.
Yeah. And it was great. Listen, that's the thing. It was a great match.
It was excellently worked.
Yeah.
The ending, though, kind of brought it down. It seems like they're doing this thing with the 2002 kids where they can't get the win on each other because we saw Mei and Tomoka draw, and then Mei and Azumi drew.
Yeah.
Now Azumi and Tomoka have a draw because they were on the outside of the ring fighting, much like Suzu and Hanan, and kept pulling each other off the ringside, and they got counted out simultaneously. So it was technically a draw.
But I think that it's leading somewhere. I think that the story itself is leading to Tomoka possibly joining.
I thought would be so cool. If that's where it's heading, I'll be really happy because although technically she's perfect for God's Eye, I think Neo Genesis would really benefit from having that style fighter in their ranks.
It's so bad to pass up on another 2002. You know what I mean?
It is. It's hard because it's like, you're one of us.
Yeah.
We understand each other.
One of us. One of us. But she absolutely is. And I think that it would give us that, deadly spice.
Yeah, we need the striker in Neo Genesis.
A striker, and I think that they're going to learn that. Like, I think if she goes to another time limit.
Yeah, it would be really cool. The only other 2002 versus 2002 match we'll have in the tournament is when Starlight Kid faces Miyu Amasaki in their block. So I guess we'll see if the trend continues or if it's just surrounding Tomoka and Azumi and Mei because they're all in the same block. But this was another 3.5 star match. It never got to that next kick butt level that we like to see in singles matches. But
I do like the fact that Azumi did try to get in at the very end.
She did. They both did, but they both pulled each other down. I think if they get on the apron, they're holding the ropes, it's like they're in. They got the ropes, but ref's discretion.
Right.
Following this, we had a Red Stars A match where Konami took on Hazuki.
So this match probably got us more pissed off than any match in recent history.
It was, I was so looking forward to this match, which just makes me more angry because of what happened between Hazuki and Konami in the FWC versus God's Eye match for the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles. Konami hit Hazuki with a chair to cheat and win the match.
Right.
So I was totally expecting Hazuki to get her vengeance here. Like, that's what I wanted.
And she remembered. I mean, it started out like that.
It started that way with Hazuki just immediately going for the beatdown. And I was like, is she going to just get a knockout immediately? Because Konami was on the ground and, not responding.
Yeah.
And that would have been so sweet. If it was just 30 seconds, TKO, ref calls it off, Hazuki gets 2 points. I would have been stoked for that. But that's not what happened.
No, it felt like it was going to happen, but the damn ref.
So much happened. There was throwing into chairs. There was spray paint. There was the black box. There was a ref bump. Hazuki got the visual pin with the Hazuki
abduction.
straw. And
Bob's your uncle.
Nothing happened there because the ref was out, and then Konami hit one of her kicks, then her pulling down knee for the pin to win the match and beat Hazuki, and it was really frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know if I dislike the blackface part of it. or
the black spray paint to the face is a choice.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe choose a different color.
I don't think they get how the bad way that looks. But,
yeah.
You know, anyway, I hate the interference.
Oh,
despise
so
it. And
just so much.
But the I will say in this one, I caught myself because we were both so damn angry.
Yeah.
We were so pissed off.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, oh, I can't wait for Hazuki to get revenge. And I was like, wait a second. Now that's exactly how I'm supposed to feel.
That's fair. That's fair.
It wasn't my just disgust, which I have later in the night. It wasn't my disgust at how terrible that is.
Yeah.
It was, you know what? I believe Hazuki's going to get her revenge. I don't believe
hope so.
That will be unfulfilled.
Because she got a visual pin at least. So that automatically leads to like these two have to face again, right?
Oh yeah, she's going to get a revenge. I think we're going to get
Hazuki versus Konami again.
We're going to get something where Hazuki gets her revenge. And
in the future. But this match, I mean, it didn't really do much.
No.
There wasn't much match to the match.
No, don't get it twisted. It's a 2-star match.
It's a 2-star match. And the finish, while warranted, I suppose, story-wise, was still very frustrating.
Yes.
After that, we had a little break with a tag team match where Lady C and Hina took on Natsukatora and Rina. And there was like a cute moment at the beginning of this where Rina's classmates brought her flowers to encourage her. It was like very cute. I don't know. I don't know. They just said it was her classmates that brought her flowers for encouragement.
And they were so cute because you can just see all
They
them.
look like Rina's friends.
Yeah.
It was very cute. And then Rina promptly took that bouquet of flowers and beat her sister with them.
Yes, which was
so
fantastic.
That was hilarious. This was a really good match just because it featured a lot of Hina versus Rina as a sort of preview for their Future of Stardom title match coming up at the end of the month.
Isn't it funny that those girls don't hang out with Hina?
Yeah, of course they don't.
I mean,
these two have totally different friend groups.
It's totally different.
They didn't even look twice at Hina. They're here for Rina.
It's so funny.
It was.
Because Hina's like, oh.
Yeah. But there wasn't a whole lot of Natsukatora and Lady C in this match.
No.
It was mainly just Rina and Hina was able to use her modified jackhammer to get the pin over Rina.
Yes.
Leading into their title match, which is crazy.
Worries me.
It worries me too.
for the title match. But I do love having it, and I love Hina being in the mix. I love Hina growing, and
she looked great.
She's a bit behind the other two sisters, but
yeah, like Rina said, she was out doing school and being injured while Rina was here wrestling 24/7 or whatever. So she's way ready for the 31st to keep her title.
Absolutely.
Following that, we had our final 3 tournament matches of the night, starting with a Red Stars B match where Momo Watanabe took on Mei Seira.
Strangeness continues.
Very much strangeness. Mei was able to use her speed in the beginning of the match in a very fun opening segment where she was able to avoid all of Momo's kicks, because before the match started, Mei actually held out her hand for a handshake and Momo was like, "What are you doing?" And then she used her speed to completely avoid Momo and trick her into a handshake at the end of the spot.
It was great. And
it was hilarious.
The story in this match was also really good because, Momo was working the leg.
She did.
To slow down the momentum of Mei Seira, because what do you do against a Mei?
Yeah, you have to slow her down or there's no way you're going to be able to do anything with her.
No.
She even at one point grabbed the rope and shook her off of her springboard that she usually uses for the blockbuster, which was cool. And then Mei wasn't able to get it again because of her knee, because Momo just kept targeting it with kicks and everything. Those kicks to the leg were nasty.
Oh yeah, it was vicious. And she did everything right, you would think.
Yes, and I'm absolutely loving the fact that Momo Watanabe isn't resorting to the same tactics that the rest of Hate are using right now.
Very strange, man.
She didn't throw Mei into the chairs or anything.
Nope.
No interference, no reaching for her weapon. It was just a straight up match. And maybe so far that's been to her detriment, because this is the 3rd match in a row that Momo Watanabe has lost to someone born in 2002, specifically because Mei Seira used the Rolling Star to win this match.
And it's almost like she's learning that if she doesn't use that, she's not going to win. That's crazy, man.
It is, and it's like it's kind of like, have I been relying on this too much, and what happened to my wrestling abilities, and how can I fix that? Like, maybe that's what she's learning through this tournament.
This time, unlike the other times, I did notice hate kind of looking at one another after it was over.
It's kind of like,
yeah, like she's a weak link. I don't think that this pack of hyenas is going to let a injured leg hyena walk around with them very often.
Probably not. They're not very forgiving. Even when they were a Uedo Tai, they would not let someone stay in the group if they were just going to keep losing and stuff.
It's very interesting. Let me put this out to you. So let's imagine that hate just, they're done with it, and she loses another match, and they turn on her.
Mid-tournament?
Mid-tournament. Is anybody going to save her? You know?
That's hard to say.
It would be hard to trust her at this point.
Yeah.
That it's not some kind of ruse.
Yeah, it would, because she's played that card before.
Yeah.
In the Queen's Quest match. I don't... Like, Azumi would be the obvious choice, but I don't think Azumi at this point would do anything to help Momo Watanabe.
It's just strange. It's almost scary because...
It is. It's weird. It's like, what's going to happen?
Yeah. But it's a cool story. I mean, and again, we got the hate stuff going on, but it's not overwhelming because in the one match, yes, it was... But it felt very story driven.
Right.
The only time it really started getting to me was... Next.
Well, for this match, though, I would give it definitely like a 4-star match.
Yeah.
It was really great.
It was a great match.
And then in the semi-main event, we had Red Star's A match, Ruaka versus Manami. And this is an interesting match to feature in the semi-main event. And also just, I mean, it feels like it could have been second match of the night, you know?
If you skip a match for time constraints,
skip this match. It's 15 minutes to a time limit draw of not a lot.
I mean, it's really, really bad. It's a bad match.
Yeah, they didn't mesh very well. These two actually faced 7 years ago, and they were that match then was probably about what this match was now.
Yeah, Manami did as much as Manami could.
Yeah.
You could really see that, and you could see that she's got a lot of energy inside of her that wants to do more because she does more where she's normally at.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
hard to do that much though when you're facing someone who clearly doesn't, like, she has that character where she doesn't care and she doesn't do a lot like of crazy stuff in matches.
No, she doesn't do a lot.
So it was kind of like grueling to watch. It's very slow paced.
It was super slow paced. I thought I was watching WWE.
It slowed down the momentum from Momo and Mei Seira for sure going into the main event.
But there again, at the end of this match, which was a time limit draw, God help us all, as you said already. At the end of this match, there was a strange moment where Manami went in to try to shake Ruaka's hand. And she did momentarily. And then Ruaka did her thing and pushed her off and went to the back. But I don't know, man. I feel that there's still more there story-wise. There's something going on.
There is. I mean, they've met before, but it's not like they've met in a very long time.
I'm not sure we have final form of hate.
Probably not. I'd say hate's still evolving.
I think they're still cooking.
They're brand new.
Yeah.
But this was kind of just, it was a match like down there.
That shouldn't have went time limit draw.
No, it's a strange choice. I understand that you have to try to work the points to fit your vision of what's going to happen in the tournament, but
I would almost have rather had a double count out, double DQ early.
Right, so that it wasn't so long.
Yeah, because it started out with it starts out with a great spot.
Yeah.
It starts out with some good work, and then they have the double bridge, and they're looking at one another with their heads.
With their hands clasped together. That was a great spot.
And
then it
went
just went
downhill from there.
Just slid downhill from there.
Thelma and Louise right off that one.
Straight down to like a two-star match.
Yeah, I would give it negative, but you're making me give it 2.
And that brings us to the main event where in Red Stars B, main event Saida came back here to take on Tam Nakano.
Yep.
In a fantastic show.
Dude. Saida already impressed the piss out of us in the last.
Against Mayu.
Yeah, that was such a great match in a main event.
So much energy and like love for what she's doing. You can just tell it comes through in every single match that she's in.
And as we said yesterday, we said Saida's good.
She is
incredibly, incredibly good.
Yes,
and she showed that again.
Yes, and the story in this match, of course, is Tam Nakano having that weak leg because of Natsukatora once again attacking it during their tag match the other night, and she did her best to work around it, but Ida was just too strong for her.
Yeah.
She had those chops. She had her destroyer. She had her lariats. God, her lariats are so strong. And in the end, she used a Kuma roll.
Yes.
To get the win over Tam Nakano, who seemed very upset because she wants to win this tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, the visual afterwards of Tam getting the, air cast or whatever put on her knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, on ringside while, Saya Ida is celebrating. It's something definitely on the story. We knew that story was going to affect the tournament. Mm-hmm. Tam's got to get busy, man.
If she wants to get to the end, she's got to start winning.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's going to be able to do it with her leg like that. She claims that the only reason Saida beat her is because her leg is hurt. So
I am definitely in Camp Saida right now.
Me too. She's amazing. She's doing so good.
I would not be, seriously, I would not be disappointed if Saida was
like in the top of her block.
In the top mix.
Yeah, absolutely. She's doing amazing things, and I think there's more than enough people in her block that she could believably get wins over.
It feels like we're freshening up some people, don't you think?
Yeah, it feels like we're definitely bringing people out into the spotlight that haven't really been there as much before.
Building some new stars, and I think that's great because if you keep it on the same people continuously, then what happens if something happens with those people,
Absolutely.
You have to try to make people believe all of a sudden, oh, hey, Saida's actually good, guys.
Yeah, but if you just go ahead and build her up, when there's a chance like this.
I mean, we got Rina, Hina, Saida,
Lady C.
Hanan. Think about how this is getting built. You know?
There's some great people coming up through the ranks.
Jesus, Momo Kogo has been getting pushed a little. It's kind of cool because there's some fresh blood, and it really feels like, okay, we got a lot of talent here.
Yeah. And as far as this match goes, rating wise, if she hadn't just had that 5-star match against Mayu Iwatani, I would probably rank this like higher, but I think 4 stars. Like,
it's a solid 4 stars. It was obviously it's going to be better than average with Tam.
Yeah, it's Tam Nakano.
Even Tam hurt, it's going to be a better hurt than most times because she's battled under. But Saida and her just vigor.
Oh, she makes you believe. Yeah. And that's what I love so much about her.
It was not the
She gets you on her side.
Match. It just wasn't because it couldn't be.
No, there's no getting to that level.
But for what you had to work with, it's 4 stars.
4 stars, absolutely. So let's talk current standings. Red Stars is still a little ahead of the game because they've had one more night than Blue Stars to work. But in Red Stars A, we have Maika, Konami, and Hazuki all at 4 points. Manami has 3 points. Natsupoi has 2 points. Ruaka has 1 point. And Yuna Mizumori still has 0 points.
Okay, let's do this block by block here, okay?
Okay.
So I have to point out something to everyone that has followed our journey with us.
Okay.
If we have anybody who's listened to us since the very first show, they have had our journey of Maika.
Yes.
And we have nicely said bad things.
We have. Like, Maika had a falling out with us.
And we both felt the same way today. You were only brave enough to say it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sad there's not a Maika match on this show.
Yeah, because she has done so much to impress us.
Her first 2 tournament matches have been can't miss.
And that's the thing. We never expressed it because Maika was never bad.
Yeah.
She was never bad.
No.
It's just that it was a lot of the same. It felt a lot of the same. And it felt like it was almost stuck in the mud.
Yeah. It was very much spinning your tires and just trying to get through what you were doing. Like, she didn't seem like she was having fun as champion.
We came from being originally like super Maika people.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, but then it was the title run. We just didn't like the title run.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Whatever they were trying to do because it was forced because of everything that happened last year and all the things that had to be changed. And it was already kind of a sour taste because we were like, we wanted Susie to be the champion.
So that's where it started.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of went downhill from there. And then she lost the title. And
Okada kind of inherited that title run. Yeah.
She lost the title, and now she seems like she's actually enjoying herself. And we're enjoying the heck out of her doing that.
Absolutely. So Micah, I don't think Konami's got a chance in Hades because she's only got those 4 points from
from cheating.
From chicanery.
Yes.
Hazuki, I hope.
Oh God, I hope so.
I just hope.
So this is the third night out of 12. So we're technically a quarter of the way through the tournament already.
Yeah.
So from Red Stars A, who are your top two? Because 2 people get to go to the final tournament after the tournament.
Jesus Christ. The problem is, oh God, I don't want to. I want it to be Hazuki so bad.
Me too.
But I've got to say Micah and Poi.
That's such a smart choice, honestly. I think Micah for sure goes to the final tournament. Oh God. Between Hazuki and Natsupoi, it's so difficult because Natsupoi's on top of the world.
It's going to be Poi's got the white belt.
It's got to be Natsupoi.
Yeah.
So in Red Stars B, we have Mayu Iwatani and Mei Seira and Azumi and Tomoka Inaba all with 4 points. Saya Ida has 2 points. And Tam Nakano and Momo Watanabe both have 0 points.
So let me point out something in Japanese tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
There is a tale of, again, 2 halves, right? They always have, always, from the history of time.
Yeah.
There's always people that are doing great. They'd end up losing every match.
Absolutely.
And people that have not won anything or doing terrible that win out on the last half. It's always halves.
Absolutely.
So you got to remember that when you're looking at these scores.
Yeah, you also have to think about the fact that because there are 7 people in each block, everyone gets 6 singles matches. And Red Stars have already had 3 of their 6 singles matches.
Oh, jeez.
So if the people at the bottom are going to start winning, they've got to do it now. Yeah. Essentially.
Okay, all right.
So my picks for Red Stars B to go to the final are going to be, I think I'm sticking with Mayu Iwatani, Tam Nakano.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm still sitting right now. I think Tam's going to pick it back up.
Right. I think it's going to be Mayu Iwatani and Azumi.
Ooh, Azumi's a great pick.
I think that it's her time.
Yeah.
And that she's showing a lot. I do believe that she's going to somehow sneak in.
That's totally believable. She's absolutely showing what she's all about right now.
Which goes against everything I said about Tale of 2 tournaments.
Yeah. In Blue Stars A, now the Blue Stars side have only had 2 of their matches so far out of 6. So in Blue Stars A, we have Shiri, Sariano, Anna J, Starlight Kid, Miyu Amasaki, and Xena, all with 2 points.
Jesus Christ.
And Koguma with 0 points.
Right.
So it's pretty much anyone's game.
It
in
is.
this one. I think I'm going to go with Shiri and Starlight Kid as my 2 right now. We'll have a reevaluating, obviously, like halfway through.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Once we start seeing people drop off.
I'll probably go with Soriano and Shiri to be the ones that go, even though I want it to be Starlight.
Right.
Just because I think that we'll get that again.
You get that match again where Shiri can get her win back.
I think she'll get the win back.
That would be cool.
I think that's a hill she's going to have to climb now.
Yeah, she would have to get herself back up to that point.
And I put my heart pick. It's funny, I've got 1 heart pick in every one of these blocks. So we'll see if I have one in Blue Stars B.
So Blue Stars B, we've got Saya Kamatani sitting at the top with 4 points. Suzu Suzuki and Hanan each have 3 points. Rana Yagami has 2 points. And Risa Sera, Saki Kashima, and Tekla all have 0 points. So I think it goes without saying that Saya Kamatani will probably make it to the afterwards tournament. And I think I'm going to pick Hanan to make it there with her.
So I already have mine circled. It's exactly the same.
I think that's a great pick.
Blue Stars B is the easiest one out of every one to pick. When I look at it, it just jumps off the page.
It just makes sense.
There's no booker
even with Suzu in there.
Yeah, no booker on the planet could pick against Sayaka Matani and Hanan right now.
Absolutely.
And I don't really have
another heart pick.
There's not a heart pick in there unless I went with Suzu, but I don't feel it right now.
Yeah. She's just kind of Suzuing around.
Yeah, she's not the same Suzu at first, like we talked, a mystery and
she has cut her hair off again, so maybe we'll see.
So my heart picks on the first three, that was funny because Hazuki, if I could get Hazuki into the finals, I would be the most happy person on the planet. I would even sacrifice Maika or Natsupoi.
Oh, just such a hard sacrifice.
Just because I want her to have it. I want her to get there. I want her to freaking be where she needs to be. I want a long Hazuki white belt run, man.
That would be so good.
Just because of her story.
She deserves it.
Because of having to go.
Mm-hmm.
And
come back.
And come back in battle. Not even, you leave kind of on top.
Yeah.
And in the conversation, the next big thing.
Right.
And then you have to fight up, and you're basically in virtual obscurity and multis and everything for so long.
Yeah.
The freaking tag team, bro.
Oh, FWC.
FWC.
If they don't win the tag tournament this year, I'm going to be
the only
mad.
reason I'll be okay with her not getting to the finals is because of FWC.
Right.
Because I love the tag team.
Her focus there would be incredible because they're so good.
It would be great. And the heart pick on B, Red Stars, would be Saida, obviously. If you don't love Saida, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, she's so good.
It's not. And Blue Stars A, Starlight Kid, obviously is my favorite
and
wrestler.
Any of those people could believably make it to the afterwards tournament because 8 people are going to go. So total. So it's going to be interesting. Now, our next night is another unusual one because it's the Korakuen Hall show.
Right.
It's a full all 4 block show.
I'm so excited about this.
And I so wish it wasn't in the middle of the week. It's at 5 a.m. on a freaking Thursday, but it's the Korakuen Hall show.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is live. I mean,
you can't miss this.
This is basically watch Dynamite.
Watch Dynamite, take a nap, get up, watch Stardom.
Yeah, and
live.
then suffer the next day.
Then just go to work after that.
Yeah.
Or call in sick,
Well, I can't do that.
Me either, but So let's make our picks for night 4, shall we?
We shall.
Red Stars A, Manami versus Yuna Mizumori. I'm saying Big U gets her first win here.
Yeah, Yuna Mizumori, baby.
Yes.
All the way.
Natsupoi versus Ruaka. Not a hard choice.
Yeah, that they can throw tanks if they want to.
Poi's winning this match.
I would just go lay down.
And Maika versus Konami.
I'm excited about this because I want Maika to just
eviscerate her.
Yes, yeah, just I want there to be nothing. Sorry, Konami. Whoever's going to face Konami the rest of the tournament gets an automatic win because Maika just mic it all over the place.
I'm picking Maika. I can't pick against Maika right now.
No,
she's having so much fun.
Maika's got the hot hand.
I don't know if she's gonna have fun in this match. She might just be angry, but we'll see because that's part of the Sayaka Matani thing that she got, betrayed by.
Yes.
Red Stars B. Tam Nakano versus Azumi.
What a damn match.
It is, and unfortunately, as much as I love this run Azumi's on, I think Tam has to have a win here. If she loses this, there's no getting to the end of the tournament for her, or even believability, because this is her 4th match. She would only be able to get 4 points in the tournament if she loses this match, and then that just automatically kicks her out.
She has to find a way. It's Tam Nakano. It's in Korakuen Hall.
I think Tam's gonna win.
Tam's gonna heart through it, and if she has to pull her leg off and beat Azumi with it,
that'd be something. Next we got Saida versus Tomoka Inaba.
And the Saida train keeps it rolling.
Yeah, Saida's totally winning this match.
Yeah, and the points are gonna be looking good, dude.
Yeah, it's getting there. Mayu Yutani versus Momo Watanabe.
So this continues Momo's streak
of losing.
Yeah, this is absolutely going to be. You used the word eviscerate earlier.
Yes,
this will be an evisceration.
You think Momo's going to lose a 4th match in the tournament?
I think she is. I think she's done. I think she's
immediately just out.
Yeah. I think she's the first one out. I think she's out of more than just the tournament though.
Oh, that's a solid story, honestly.
I think it happens at Korakuen Hall.
I'm gonna agree with you. Let's do it, Mayu Utani.
She'll have her redemption after. I mean, she doesn't have a reason to win after that, but I think she'll have her redemption arc.
Yeah.
If it looks like it, I think it looks like, and she could be the man without a home kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
I've always liked the storyline where you don't have any friends.
Right.
And you just keep doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
I know that's asking a lot out of Momo. We've all wanted Momo so many times that we've all kind of went kind of cold on it.
Yeah, we're at this point, we're just like, it's never going to happen.
After that weird tricky dick thing they did with us.
Yeah.
The night I like to forget.
Yeah, after that, it's like, what even are we doing it for still?
Right.
So after that, Blue Stars A, Sariano versus Starlight Kid. A little rematch from their Wonder of Stardom
What do you
title
think?
match. I think, oh man, it's so hard. I want to pick SLK so bad. But Sariano, I'm going to go with Starlight. I think she's going to get that win that she didn't get.
I truly think Starlight's going to win this. I
think it makes sense.
I really do think she's going to win.
Koguma versus Miyu Amasaki.
This one is strange because Miyu's been doing so well.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a Kuma roll. I think we're going to get.
I think Kuma gets her first points in this match.
So do I.
And then Shiri versus Anna Jay. Poor Anna.
What a match.
This is going to be like probably Anna Jay's like match of the tournament, I think.
Yeah, because it's her style.
It is. And there's going to be a lot of striking going on.
Lot of ass kicking. Lot of queen slaying.
I have to pick Shiri, though.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And then Blue Stars B, Rana Yagami versus Tekla. Does Rana do Shiri a solid here and take out the hate member, or does Tekla get one over on Rana and win this match?
I think that this is Rana's.
You think she's going to go 4 points? 4 points,
I think
Jones?
Rana goes 4 points because I think that there is a bit of. The thing is, Tekla could just.
She could
bloody her up and really make it even deeper story with Sherry.
That's fair. It's hard because it's a 5-star and it just feels like Rana like can't get there in some senses because she's still a rookie.
Yeah, I think speaking of her heart, we want one thing to happen, but the story wise,
Tekla's probably gonna win.
Tekla needs to win it and really kind of dangle that, your little soldier out to you.
Yeah.
And I think Rana's heart is going to pull through where it's going to really seem like she'll win.
Yeah.
Because she's got everything it takes.
She does. She could totally win this match.
But she's also going to be angered for her senpai.
Yeah, and it might get the best of her.
Yeah.
Like kind of get her in over her head.
Right.
I think Tekla's a smart pick. Next, we have Hanan versus Saki Kashima.
Damn it, this is hard.
Saki doesn't want to be here, though. Does Saki pull a Kishikaise in Korakuen Hall?
She's so good at that.
She is. And Hanan is already like, she's got some points.
I think Hanan.
It wouldn't kill her.
I want Hanan to win, so I'm going to say Hanan wins because I want Hanan to be there to end.
I'm going to pick Saki Kashima.
Okay.
Just, just for the heck of it. And finally, we have Suzu Suzuki versus Risa Sera.
I think, honestly, Suzu just...
Yeah, this is like beating your former leader.
It's such a cool matchup because that is the match, right?
It is, yeah.
Risa, but if anybody knows how to beat Suzu, it is Risa. And don't you think this will turn hardcore? Because I do.
Yes, this is totally going to turn into a full-blown death match.
You know what?
Like they might call it in the ring like no rules.
I have to change what Risa Sera's going to win this.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, there's too many things in this story. I think Risa Sera was going to win this. I think they're going to go death match on it.
Okay, that makes total sense. I'm still picking Suzu because I love Suzu. So.
I know.
As well as all the tournament matches on this card, we also get 2 non-tournament matches, a 3-way tag team match where Hazuki and Momo Kogo take on Lady C and Hina and Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's fun. And then a 6-person tag match where Tora,
so happy to see Aya.
Saya, and I'm sorry, the translation on this is terrible. I can't actually read who it is.
Never heard of that girl.
Rina, I imagine, versus Xena, Waka Tsukiyama, and Mei Seira.
Yeah, I could have picked it. I was getting ready to say, I could probably pick who's not on there already.
Yeah. It took me a second, but I got there in the end. So that'll be fun. A little additions to the show. It's going to be a full-blown card, long card.
That's a long-ass card because you have 12 tournament matches.
That's basically the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
that we saw.
Well, anytime we have a Korakuen Hall show,
mm-hmm.
it's great.
It is.
There's so much story that happens on the Korakuen Hall show. I think everybody wants the story to happen on the Korakuen Hall show.
Absolutely.
So there's going to be also some classic matches because it's a Korakuen Hall show.
Yeah, and there's some really good matchups to make that happen.
Yeah. So what do you think out of this? Give me 2 that'll be classics. 2
classics out of all of these matches.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna say Mayu versus Momo. Okay. Might be one of them.
Right.
And Sari versus Starlight.
Yeah, I see that. I think that Sherry and Nana J is going to be one people talk about.
Oh, absolutely.
GIF up.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I think that also the Micah and Konami is going to...
There's so many good matchups. It's hard to pick just 2.
It's going to be one of those just because of the story in it.
Absolutely.
Is going to be very intriguing.
It's going to be very good.
And there's the whole, it's up and down. It's intriguing matchups.
Absolutely. So. And we will be watching live on this one and live tweeting as we watch. So make sure you're following us at Wrestling Is Her on X and also on Facebook. And
later that day, we'll be back.
Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube. If you like to listen to your podcasts on YouTube, we upload all our episodes on there. So you can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the things. But for now, I'm Raja. He's John, and thank you so much for listening to Wrestling Is Her. Bye.